started my video camera. I looked down like I was looking at a text, and I started the video, and I put the video like this.
This man had captured something chilling, a confession from his ex-girlfriend that would change everything. What started as a seemingly harmless recording quickly unraveled into the beginning of a murder investigation.
Now, what are you gonna do?
What do you mean?
That I told you.
I can't believe that you murdered.
Not me. Me and my sister.
I can't believe
Don't
that
put it just on me.
At first, detectives brushed it off as emotional drama, but it didn't take long before they were pulled into a tangled web of secrets, lies, and disturbing revelations.
I thought I could trust him. That he was trying to block me. I mean,
With every layer they uncovered, the truth grew murkier, refusing to stay buried. Marshall, the man behind the recording, stepped forward with a bombshell. He claimed to have disturbing new information about the death of Anthony Tomaselli.
Yeah, okay. It's not on here yet. I brought this to help facilitate transferring it to you. Okay. Do you mind us letting us see the video? It's on my phone right now. Like I said, my phone's private. I like to keep my phone private, but I have to transfer the video. Can you transfer the video there? I'm going to try to do that now.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. And then what I'm going to do is you go to anywhere in this building that you can find a thumb drive. Yes, sir. And I'll give it to you. This way, this will stay.
That's fine.
A senior citizen who had passed away 4 years prior. While the case had been closed as a natural death, Marshall was adamant that it was anything but. According to him, the real story had come straight from someone close to the victim.
Now, you said you received some. So let's start from the beginning. Okay. What made you contact us here? Well, I was told by a friend. And who's that friend? Linda Roberts. When did you see her? Yesterday.
Anthony's own daughter, Linda Roberts. Curious and cautious, the police pressed Marshall on how he came to know Linda.
How long have you known her? Since I believe it was maybe September of last year. What's your relationship with her? Friends. Friends? Any intimate relationship? There was. Okay. I want you to be, the thing is I want you to be very honest with me. Okay. So just tell me what happened, what transpired with this. With which part? With this whole yesterday's. How did you meet her? I met her sister first. Okay. Her name is Mary Beth Tomaselli.
His response took them by surprise. He explained that a year earlier, he had met Mary Beth, Linda's older sister, through Facebook. After a brief romance, Mary Beth introduced him to Linda.
So you had an intimate relationship. How long did that last? Just a couple occasions with the sister Mary Beth, and then more with Linda. But pretty much came to an end. So when did it come to an end? Off and on. The end was sort of about a month ago.
And Marshall was immediately captivated. What followed was a secret affair behind Mary Beth's back. But when she found out, the fragile bond between the sisters shattered.
We went by, and then this happened yesterday. She said, please, I want to talk to you. I have to tell you something very important about why this has happened, why I'm this way. I know I've said things and done things that have upset you. And she asked me to come over to talk in person. I did. I went over. And then she started telling me, you don't understand what happened to me in my lifetime and why I'm this way, why I'm so messed up. And she said it has to do with my father. And I said, wow, that sounds pretty bad. Of course, I was assuming something completely different. Mm-hmm. And I said, I know people. I've talked to people. I know I have a little bit of experience in people that are messed up because of their parents. You can tell me if that's what you want to tell me. She said, I've never told anyone. Nobody knows.
Igniting a bitter feud.
And I said, well, these kind of secrets. Well, there she is. Just a minute. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can call her back.
You can call her back.
We'll call her back later.
We'll call her back, yeah, let's talk to her.
The only thing is she's on her way back. She expects to meet me. Just hold on. No, no?
No, just let it go.
We'll just.
No, you can call her back, it's totally, it's no problem.
Fine. Okay.
Just don't want to break up what's going on here, that's all.
You got it.
Marshall ended the relationship with Linda.
So, she, I assume that I'm helping her divulge something that happened to her as a child that she had repressed. And I do like her. She's a nice lady in a lot of ways. And so I felt bad at what she was about to tell me, I thought. Mm-hmm. And she says, you don't understand, I've never told one soul. Nobody knows. I've never told anybody. The only person that knows is my sister. She knows. I said, oh, geez, this is going on with her as well. I said, tell me. She said, it's nothing sexual, if that's what you're thinking. I was like, that's what I was thinking. You're damaged from sexual abuse as a child. She said, no. I said, then what is it?
Claiming she had become mentally unstable. But the breakup didn't bring peace. Instead, Linda began stalking him, creating fake social media profiles and obsessively monitoring his every move.
She said, I ended my father's life.
Is that what she exactly said?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then what did she say? How did it? And then when she said that, what did you do?
I was shocked, and then she said, actually, we ended my father's life, me and my sister. And I said, how did you do this? It was chilling to me.
Okay.
Then, in February 2019, she reached out, begging to meet one last time. Expecting a conversation about her troubled past with her father.
I started my phone video at that point.
Okay.
I only missed a couple words after she said I ended my father's life. Started my video camera, I looked down like I was looking at a text, and I started the video, and I put the video like this.
Marshall agreed. But what she revealed was far from what he expected. She claimed her father's ghost was haunting her. And then came the real bomb. During the police interview, Marshall's phone suddenly rang. It was Linda.
She's texting me that her window's closing, and if I could play this right, I might be able to talk to Mary Beth. I might be able to talk to her, and Mary Beth will walk in from work, and I might be able to spring it on. I think that's the best way. Mary Beth's a loose cannon, but if she walks in and says, what the hell's he doing here? I might say, she just told me about that, and she might go, oh.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We'll work it out. We got some things coming over here, and we're gonna.
Oh, thanks. Tell me. Just tell me.
I know. We're gonna get the devices and stuff like that. Okay. Hang tight here.
Ignored the call and continued, revealing that he had secretly recorded her confession during their February meeting. The footage was damning, with Linda recounting the murder in haunting detail. But there was a problem. The recording had been made without her consent, rendering it useless in court. If the police were going to build a solid case, they needed a legally admissible confession.
This is very hard for me, Anthony.
I know.
I've never told anybody this.
I guess not.
And obviously, I would
you,
deny it if you ever told anybody.
Why would I tell somebody? What good is it going to do? You said the body's cremated.
Yes, it's cremated.
Your father's cremated.
We've already been through an investigation. The police were
Who investigated?
The police were there.
The police of where?
Okay. Well, so let me tell you. He lay down on the couch.
Wait, this was 7 years ago?
4.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
You killed your father 4 years ago.
Do you have to say it like that?
Well, but
and
that's...
don't just say it to me because it was my sister too.
And Mary Beth.
Correct.
The detectives devised a bold plan. They asked Marshall to meet with Linda once more.
We euthanized him. We didn't kill him.
Well, euthanasia is not legal.
Well, it is because hospice does it all the time. They give you the lethal dose of morphine. I've seen it. I've done it myself.
So you think that if you take it upon yourself that your father is suffering and no medical, but he was at home, he wasn't taken to the hospital. You think it's upon your, look, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but did you really think it was upon yourself to decide whether he should be euthanized? I mean, I mean, they arrested that Jack Kevorkian
He
guy.
didn't want to go to the place that this beautiful place that he was going to go live in. With like 6 of them in a little bit because he had a drink every night anyway.
Who had a drink every night?
My dad. I said, just put him in a little bit of alcohol, 6, 7 of them, and stir him up because he was waiting for a drink.
A beverage, alcohol?
Yeah, vodka. So, what does she do? She makes a drink this big.
Mary Beth?
Yes. Instead of making a little drink, she makes a big drink. Because the 7 Halcyon, I think it was Halcyon that he was taking, which are very strong, would have been plenty enough to just let him go to sleep and sleep peacefully. So she makes a drink this big. Well, he's gonna.
This time wired with officially sanctioned recording equipment.
I said, so she already handed him the drink. He takes about 4 swigs of it, 5. And in about 15 minutes, his hands started shaking. He was dropping his prayers that he was saying, his holy cards. But I knew he didn't have enough in his system
Enough what?
of the Halcyon.
What is Halcyon?
Halcyon's a sleeping pill. It's strong. It's as strong as you can take.
Wait a minute, your father was taking Halcyon on his own even though he's losing his mind?
No, the doctor was giving it to him. He was prescribing it to him.
To your father?
Yes.
But your father was overusing the Halcyon.
He told the doctor, I'm going to take what it takes to put me to sleep at night.
And his doctor said, okay, do what you got to do?
Yeah. He's basically my head.
And then since you and Mary Beth knew that he was overtaking it, you thought that would be the way because it wouldn't be suspected that you gave him the Halcyon because he was overdosing himself.
Right.
Okay. So that was your plan. So you would dissolve 7 Halcyons in the alcohol.
But instead of putting
Right.
2 shots in a cup of vodka, she fills the whole thing up with soda and all this other stuff.
Right, made like a real drink.
Yeah. And she hands it to him. So he took enough to knock him for a loop. Really knock him for a loop. But this is very hard for me.
I know.
I've never told anybody that.
If she repeated her confession, it could serve as admissible evidence. Marshall agreed without hesitation. Outfitted with hidden gear, he arranged a meeting with the sisters.
Did you guys discuss money before you did this? How you could inherit?
No.
It had nothing to do with money?
Nothing to do with money. It had to
Are
do
you
with
sure?
What we were living with. What we saw, and the doctor had just told me, your father has a massive cancerous, his whole lung is full of cancer. He may have 2 months left to live.
But there's been miracles in the past.
Okay, so what do you want me to do now? Go confess to the police?
Luckily, they suspected nothing. Not only did Linda repeat her chilling account, she revealed even more disturbing details than before.
I didn't say to do that. Only you know what will set you free.
Nothing will set me free. So then why do you think now what are you going to do?
What do you mean?
That I told you.
I can't believe that you murdered.
Not me. Me and my sister.
I can't believe
Don't
that
put it just on me. We made the decision together as a pack.
She's a dumb. You're the ringleader. You know that. The first person to think, let's just euthanize him, was you. You know that. And she agreed.
No, it really wasn't.
And she agreed.
No, that's not true.
Oh, you both said it at the same time? You went
Actually,
1,
we
2,
did.
3, let's euthanize.
We both decided at the same time because actually, you don't know my sister. My sister has a temper 10 times worse than I do. See, you don't know if this ever got out and my family found out.
I'm not telling your family. What the fuck is that going to do? It's not going to bring him back.
Bring them back? Are you kidding me?
Right.
They would probably try to put us in jail.
Well, they will put you in jail for murder.
Back at the station, detectives reviewed the new footage. It was sharp, undeniable, and emotionally charged.
First of all, do you have any idea why you're here? A slight idea or anything why you're here at the sheriff's office?
I think I may have my search.
Okay,
Let's talk about that. Tell me why you think you're here.
it's okay. Listen, Mary Beth, I like honesty, okay? I'm looking at you, and I know something's been bothering you, okay? And that's normal. Do I think you're a bad person?
No.
I don't, okay? Do I think people make mistakes in life, okay? I make mistakes. Everybody
I
makes
do.
mistakes. We're not perfect.
Linda appeared conflicted, flashing moments of remorse.
This one night, I came home and my sister was in the medical field. She's a certified medical assistant,
Oh, she's an assistant?
a CMA,
Okay.
What's her name?
Linda Roberts.
Okay, continue.
She said to me that she had been thinking about Dad and his situation with his lung cancer coming back, with what we were going to deal with, his dementia, him not understanding, and what it was going to be like for him. And the way we felt he was suffering, the way we felt he was suffering, she said she thought that perhaps we could put him out of his suffering.
Okay.
Was this a conversation you had in person or over the phone?
No, together.
You were together at his
We were
house?
laying in bed together.
Okay, I'm just making sure I understand what we're saying. Okay, continue. Sorry.
So you guys were laying, it was you and your sister?
Yeah.
Okay. And this was that Wednesday?
I believe it
Wednesday or
was
something?
Wednesday. I
Okay.
believe it was on
So then
Wednesday.
what did you say to that?
Well, at that moment, after everything, the way things were at this time, I had hesitations. However, I understand I don't have the right to take someone's life. That's what you're asking me.
Yet she repeatedly shifted the blame onto Mary Beth.
I couldn't see my father at 88 going through, sorry, I
That's
just
fine.
shut up.
That's okay.
Going through this surgery. I didn't think he was going to make it through the surgery, this dementia. I couldn't handle watching my father suffer this way 24/7, the way he was going. And unless you lived with him and saw him, and I was with him from Friday night through Sunday morning when I went to work, I was the one that was with him. I honestly felt that I couldn't watch my father suffer this way. So I agreed with her.
Still, her words painted a chilling picture. A calculated, cold-blooded act disguised as mercy.
And what was the plan?
Her plan was, my father took sleeping pills at night. He took Xanax as well, and blood pressure, and cholesterol. I don't remember exactly what medications my father took. She said that if we were to do this, when my dad had a drink that evening, on that Thursday evening, that we would put, she thought, I think 15 of his sleeping pills. And I don't remember if they were capsules, honestly, or if they were tablets. Put it in his drink, and he would make a big drink.
What was that? What kind of alcohol was that?
Vodka and Coca-Cola. Okay. I
He
believe.
would drink this every night?
He would drink 2 or 3 every
2 or 3
night.
a night, okay.
And most nights he could hardly walk, and he was always falling
Okay.
in the bed. Falling, getting out, going into the bathroom. She said we would put the sleeping pill in his
drink?
drink when he asked for it about 9 or 10 o'clock. I can't remember about.
The sisters, she claimed, had chosen to end their father's suffering, but in reality, they had played judge, jury, and executioner. The weight of her confession sent a chill through everyone in the room.
You have to get a washcloth, put it in his mouth, and Willis is going to have to hold his nose, and
Hold his
we
arm?
had to finish what we had started.
Okay. So, at that time,
I believe I held I don't know how I held his nose, and I had to try to hold his arms down because
So you kind of pinned him down?
yeah,
Okay,
with
so
his hand on his
was he
wrist.
fighting? So he was
He
fighting?
was fighting. Of course, he was fighting to get back.
Okay, so then,
But to this happen, I mean, it didn't take very long for this. Then once there was no air coming in, I don't know, a few minutes maybe.
okay.
I honestly, I didn't black out, but I can't, it was like an out of body experience. I can't remember exactly, but that's exactly how it went.